Life as we know it is one big, crazy coincidence. Somehow, we all managed to be at the right place in the right time on a planet bursting with life. Through the destruction and delicacy of existence, we've somehow managed to place ourselves in the universe's perfect calibration. Now think of that, and then add the variable of 7 billion other people in the world. What are the chances that 14 kids from completely different parts of the world somehow managed to end up here, in a community unlike any other?
Hello.
Why did I apply to TGS?
I came to TGS because I was very bored of routine life. That's it.
I think I always wanted to do something more than just the average education.
I want to be a part of something more too. I don't want to just be an American, or I don't want to just be a classmate.
People always say, like, you mature like 5 times as fast in your first year at TGS, and I definitely think that rings true for me.
Before I came to TGS, I was very sure of a lot of things that I should have been questioning.
I was extra not a great person when I very first started.
Very angry person, and I didn't really know how to deal with that anger. I think TGS has taught me a lot about being able to process your emotions, and also how to not get stuck in that processing phase. Actually being able to work through that and then change yourself for the better.
It's time to change and evolve in order to adapt to not just to this community, but also to all the cultures surrounding me.
Since I came to TGS, I changed in a way to be more confident within me.
I'm so happy that I'm not the person that I was coming to TGS. So I don't think I would have survived post-TGS.
What did we do over the past few years that brought about this change? Well, I guess an obvious one is that we've gone to some pretty cool places and done some pretty cool things.
There's 2 different things in TGS. There's the big things, hiking in Costa Rica through the rainforest, or going scuba diving, or doing the transect studies in Botswana. And then there are the little things like getting an amazing room with amazing roommates and watching a TV show every night.
One of the first memories of this term that pops up is just laying down and looking at the stars with Lena. I think that also brought me back to Botswana.
The night sky and bonfires and looking up, and game drives in the cold.
Is an elephant charging you is one of the more scary things that have happened to me in my life.
Oh, they're all so good. I think one of the instances in which I was really aware of how lucky I was to be here was when we were white river rafting in Rishikesh.
Whitewater rafting was really sweet. It was really sweet,
just seeing the Himalayas there, and just looking down at clear, sacred water, and then just the level of exhilaration, not only springing from within, but just seeing everybody's faces and just pure excitement.
I was really terrified of it at the beginning, but that was like my first time ever pushing myself out of the comfort zone. Like,
that was priceless. And being able to share that with my classmates, that's also crazy.
I immediately think of the We Explore in Vancouver. Dreadful. It was a 6-day hike in 10-meter snow. Snowshoes and...
Hike, rock climbing? Yeah, no, snow climbing. How do you call that? Snow hiking? I don't know what that's called, but anyways, snow hiking.
Bear in mind, I grew up in Spain, right? So I didn't really... the concept of snow was like weird. We went on our first hike and I was crying. And it was so beautiful, but so difficult.
I felt as though I should never look down because there was nothing down there, and that's what scared me the most, that I couldn't see the bottom.
But it was most definitely my favorite We Explore because everyone was so connected and so tight, and we had nothing but ourselves and gross food and a camera.
Reflecting on every experience so far, I would never say that I ever regret doing things within TGS that really like pushed me outside and make me take risks at an unprecedented level that I would never imagine.
And like 2 years ago, I would have not imagined this is where I was gonna find myself. And those are moments in TGS that I also really appreciate. When I'm like, this was completely unimaginable, unexpected. And it really helps me strengthen my trust for life, that it's gonna take me great places.
The experiences we've had have definitely aided our growth, but I think the challenges that we faced alongside those experiences are really what catalyzed it.
I would describe my time at TGS as incredibly high highs and incredibly low lows.
Most of the lessons in life don't come gently.
I don't know how to explain this, but like I said, because we are so polar, it was very hard for all of us to come together actually at the start. It hasn't always been all happy and green.
It took a lot of unlearning to understand what it meant to be a part of this group.
As teenagers, it's really hard for us to have every day being a good day.
When you go through a program like ours and it's pretty new, there are a lot of insecurities, there are a lot of unexpected things, and only the brave can fight the unexpected.
Even though we are very similar ages, we are exploring a different layer of life.
Coming to TGS itself was a big challenge because back home a lot of girls are not traveling, and if they do so, they might do it in a different ways.
The most challenging aspect of TGS for me was definitely the loss of control and the lack of know.
The bottom parts were tricky because you don't have your family to, console you personally. I mean, you can always call people, but it's not always the same.
I think one of the biggest challenges is, as silly as it sounds, trying to find yourself. Everyone in this community is so amazing that you're constantly surrounded by motivation and inspiration just from the people sitting next to you. And at first I found that really intimidating because I was confused, like, why me? Why was I chosen to come to the school? What did I have that, set me apart from other students that also applied? Finding a strong sense of self has been a huge challenge, but it's also been one of the most rewarding things that's ever happened to me.
My time at TGS has, I think, been an essence of that. It's been a prolonged period of self-discovery and finding meaning to life. in like everywhere.
Traveling the world with people from all over the world really shows you how human we all are and how we all make mistakes, but we also all have the potential for greatness.
I think I've learned how real life works and the intricacies and the difficulties and the work that goes into creating something that you care for and are passionate about.
Realizing how many opportunities are arising at every second has made me so much more enthusiastic about harnessing those infinite possibilities.
You will get out what you put in. You should always put in the most.
TGS has really pushed me to ask myself, how do I make the most of an experience? And I've found my strategies, but I've also realized that every person's going to have to build their own toolkit of techniques, and that's the magic of it.
I think TGS made my view of the world a lot more realistic, not only by introducing me to other people's realities, but also by showing me that it's possible for me to change reality.
I've grown to be okay with not knowing everything all the time and not controlling everything all the time, and putting trust in people and allowing for myself to relax.
Now that I look back, I have learned very valuable things from every single individual at TGS. I didn't necessarily have to hear it from them. At some points it was just about observing how they dealt with the situation and having a takeaway from that.
The change was entirely driven by the community, and I think the realization was also spurred by the community.
Well, the TGS community to me is like a boom.
I would describe the TGS community as eclectic.
I think we're a cool mix. We have such a mix of energies, and it really comes together to make one whole energy. And I think that's the coolest part, because you don't always get that when you have such different people.
I would describe the TGS community as one living, breathing being. We all contribute to it in equal measure, but it's something that like changes with where we are. It adapts extraordinarily well, and it's designed to last. It's something that can meet challenges.
It's just too special. Like, I don't know, like whether I can find anything like it again. Like,
Yeah, I think these were people that weren't pretending to be anything or acting older than they were. They just were, and that just happened to fit with who I thought I was.
TGS is my second home, and it's not constricted to a place. It's just like the people around me that can have such a big impact.
I said in my video in Botswana for Joanne that I just wanted friends all over the world and that they would last a lifetime, and I, 2 years later can confidently say that I've got all that and so much more.
I'll miss to walk down to the local bakery to get croissants with my friends from all over the world.
I'm gonna miss people, definitely. Miss the community being together, but I know we're all interconnected. The bond has been created, it can never be destroyed.
If anyone were to come up to me in the TGS community in 10, 20, 30 years with a favor, I would do it instantly, because you have this connection and this deeper understanding of no one will ever comprehend what we've just gone through in the last 3 years, 2 years.
They might not be blood bonds, but they are family bonds. They're like my family as well. So whatever I'll do for my own family, I would do for them as well.
There is a universal truth that we all have to face, whether we want it or not. Everything eventually ends. As much as we look forward to this day, we've always disliked endings. The last day of summer, the final chapter of a great book, parting ways with a close friend. But endings are inevitable. Leaves fall, you close the book, you say goodbye. Today, we say goodbye to everything that was familiar, everything that was comfortable. We're moving on. But just because we're leaving and that hurts, there's some people who are so much part of us, they'll be with us no matter what. They are our solid ground, our North Star, and the small clear voices in our heads that will be with us always.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Good food. Good food.
Yum, 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 yum. We're just like the food everywhere. And
The food there is so good. It's like so good. It's like
I love food.
I like how all my favorite moments are connected to food, but okay. Okay,
Falling in love with you. That's my list.